It's Brain Awareness Week, and there's this thing right here is by far the most important thing in your body. It's connected to all the trillions of cells that you have in your body, and it's directly related to whether you get conditions or not. And so we're about to do a podcast that is going to open your eyes to the possibilities with the brain and what it's about. And there's some quantum physics that can be done that can keep your brain connected to your cells. So I think you're really going to enjoy this podcast. Stay tuned.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cameron, and today I'm here with Dr. Chris Cormier. We're actually going to be talking about a subject that not many people know about, but is very near and dear to your heart, Dr. Cormier, quantum neurology. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of quantum neurology first. Who invented quantum neurology, and how did it start?
Yeah, so Dr. George Gonzalez is the guy that invented it. His wife, he literally... him and his wife were 28, 29 years old, and this was like around 1999, 1998, and his wife just went to see a routine massage therapist. They had no children. She was perfectly healthy. Massage therapist stretched her back. She felt a pop, and the next day, like, she started getting numbness and tingling down her legs, and within like a short span, she was paralyzed. And so he tried everything from a chiropractic perspective because he was in chiropractic school finishing up, and nothing was helping his wife. So then he brought her to more advanced chiropractors, and nothing helped. And then brought her to neurosurgeons in a wheelchair, and they said it's permanent because they couldn't see anything pushing on the nerves. So he went back home after seeing all these neurosurgeons. They said it's permanent. And he's like, I got to figure out a way to connect my wife's brain to her legs. So through a lot of trial and error, he basically invented a method using physics, quantum physics, to restore power from his wife's brain to her legs, and got her 100% better. And then he started teaching doctors how to do it.
So let's go back a little bit. What is quantum neurology in simple terms?
Basically connecting the brain. So you want to think the brain, you have trillions of cells, right? Which is a crazy number to think about. Each person is made up of trillions of cells. You have muscle cells that they're all tiny little microscopic cells, muscle cells, bone cells, skin cells, gland or organ cells. Every single one of those cells in your body is connected to your brain, which is a crazy thought. And so your brain basically it's one power company for trillions of houses. And unfortunately, in today's world, there's so much interference that's affecting the power and causing power outage. It could be physical traumas, like she incurred. It could be like an emotional trauma. It could be also be environmental traumas, like all the different things in the environment that are affecting us that you don't even realize, right? Yes. And so basically, it's all these factors that are either keeping your brain connected to your houses or your cells, or making you lose connections. And the more connections you lose, the more conditions you have.
Quantum neurology suggests that the nervous system can be trained, which is widely a bigger, different way of thinking, definitely, than conventional medicine does. When did this idea start gaining traction for you?
Yeah, so basically I did in chiropractic school. I got trained in 1998 is when I graduated from chiropractic school. And so it was awesome. They taught us all about the nervous system, and how to repair the nervous system. But their main focus in chiropractic school was just straighten the vertebrae, and that was how you're supposed to turn nerves back on. And so I did that probably the first 10 years, and I just wasn't getting the results I wanted with family and with patients and with staff. And so luckily heard about this particular method around 2007 or 8, and it was just truly amazing. I was skeptical at first, and then started diving into the science, right? And then I started practicing his methods on my patients, and I just started seeing some astonishing miracles, like where you'd check a nerve and it was weak, and you do his technique and it was strong. And it was like, what the heck just happened? And so that process, it just showed me. It was almost like I'd been I was always open to new ideas, but I didn't realize how I was pretty much closed. Most doctors, I feel like, are closed. Like, you go to school, you spend all this money, time, and effort going to school, and you learn all this information in school, and you literally practice that for 40 years. Maybe go to a weekend seminar here or there, but not much. And so that's kind of where I felt like I was. And then when I learned this technique, it was like my brain it opened up to a whole nother type of healthcare that I didn't even know existed. And so it just through so many miracles we saw, it just really, really opened my brain to like, wow, why wasn't I doing this years ago? It's just because it really didn't exist.
Can you explain a quantum neurology session?
Sure. So basically, people come in and just on their first visit, for instance, part of their first visit is us assessing their nerve power and their nerve flow. And so we basically have a manual method where we test every individual nerve. So your brain and your spinal cord run all the way down. That's like your power company. And then there's 88 primary big power lines or nerves or breakers that come off of that spinal cord. And each one of those big power lines might go to like 1 trillion cells. I mean, it's just crazy to think about how many different cells are just, it starts with one big tree branch and it just branches into all the way microscopic. And so those tests we do, we know where every single one of those major nerves go and how to actually manually test power to each one of those nerves. So, so like once we test all those on an individual patient the first time, the brain, any one of those nerves that we find that are weak and the person feels the weakness, the brain will start trying to reboot those cells. That's just the process it is. And we actually show patients after even the first visit, they're just astonished by the connections coming back.
What conditions have you seen improved using the quantum neurology techniques?
Just about everything you could ever imagine. We have seen it all. Everything from concussions to paralysis to autoimmune conditions. And again, as we're talking about this, I want to make sure people understand this is not a treatment for quantum neurology is not a treatment for these conditions. It's more a rehabilitative method because remember the nervous that your body in general has this self-healing capacity. It should be healing itself. But you start getting these types of conditions because you have cuts that won't heal. And so to get those areas, to get the body to self-heal again, you got to get this light energy back and you got to restore power to all these different parts. So to answer your question, typical athletic injuries may take sometimes 6 to 8 weeks, and sometimes we're able to do it in 2 days. I mean, it's just astonishing. It's so much quicker because the brain has just lost power, and we just know how to get power back. And so digestive issues, we've seen. I mean, migraine headaches. I mean, you name it, we have seen it. And not only have we seen it in the practice with the patients, we've seen it with staff members, we've seen it with my family members. It's been just such a blessing to have. I don't even know where I'd be health-wise without it.
What surprises your patients the most once they start treatment?
The fast results. And so I think most people go to see doctors, in particular, any type of doctor. It could be a chiropractor, could be a physical therapist, could be, an orthopedic doctor. And they're not associated, they're not used to getting immediate results. Meaning if you walk in with pain, to whoever, it's hard for people to imagine that their pain can go from 10 to 0 in 5 minutes of doing the right connections. And that's routine for us. Every single visit we see, people get results, which is like, it's hard to imagine that that's what we see, but that's what we see.
What's happening to the body when the nervous system starts to function properly again? Basically,
the self-healing is coming back. So remember, self-healing is the body's ability to heal itself. We want it to stay at a maximum. And unfortunately, due to so many different things, if I just go back to the 30 trillion cells, nobody's born with a perfect set of self-healing cells. Everybody has genetic defects. So nobody even starts with a perfect set of self-healing cells. And then the moment you start living, you got chemicals, pollutants, toxins, additives on the environmental side, Wi-Fi, you name it, is around us. Then you got physical stresses and you have emotional stresses, and they can knock off the health in any group of cell in your body at any given time. And then those cells lose the ability to self-heal, and basically the self-healing gets lower. And so to get that self-healing back, one of the components we use here at the Nerve Health Institute is restoring the light energy. These nerves are fiber optic in the body. And if a cell group, wherever it is, could be your gallbladder, for instance, the longer your gallbladder loses power, well, of course, the gallbladder is going to debilitate and have problems. And if you don't fix that area, they just cut it out. So from our standpoint, we're trying to keep the God-made parts in your body and keep those areas connected as long as possible.
At the Nerve Health Institute and Body Chargers, you talk about 3 top pillars for the body, which is your OWL method. Can you explain to us a little bit more how that method works?
Sure, yes. It's been many, many years in practice, decades, and it took me a while to kind of just be simple, right? And we're here in Cajun land in South Louisiana, and I think a lot of our people here are just common sense smart, and that's what I consider myself to be. So over the years, I had to figure out, why does a person come in and, what can we do to add to those cells to get basic ingredients back in? Well, when you look at cells, most people want to start, let's say you go to your medical doctor where they give you a pill. Well, that's implying you're deficient in that pill. That's why you have a symptom, but that's really not what's happening. Same thing if you go to like a naturopath, they're going to give you another pill. Well, it's implying you have a deficiency in that pill, and that's what's causing the problem. Well, there could be some relevance to that, but they're going to be in minute quantities. The bigger quantities are in the bigger ingredients, because as I'm looking at a human body, the number one ingredient is oxygen gas. 65% of your elemental mass is oxygen gas. 65%. Nobody breathes enough, and we don't know we're breathing anymore. So basically, you got cell groups throughout your body that are low in oxygen. So that's part of what we do. That's number one. The second main ingredient is water, and some people drink enough water, but it's not the right quantity. So we have ways of helping with that. And then light energy is number three. It's the third most prevalent ingredient in the human body. And most people never have their nerves checked properly ever, their whole life. So their poor brains don't even know where they have power outages until somebody like us comes along and points it out and tries to fix it.
Quantum neurology isn't just about pain. How does it impact energy and focus and athletic performance?
Yeah, so when it comes to like an example of focus, there's a nerve called the oculomotor nerve, and the oculomotor nerve makes you focus in and out. So like as I'm looking at you right now, there's a nerve powering little muscles that's making my brain, making my eyes focus on you. But if I look back further, my brain, it has to adjust. And so there's a nerve that's doing that. It's sliding in and out. You can imagine if one side, maybe the nerve is weaker than another side, well, then we start to get alterations in your focus, and you start to have problems when it comes to focusing. So it could be an athlete trying to focus on throwing a ball, and that nerve's off, and they throw interception, but then maybe the next day they're able to throw it better because they're able to focus. That's just one nerve on focus, but you can imagine there's so many other nerves throughout the body 100%. That could be off, that are causing issues, and it could just be a nerve that picks your foot up, a nerve that picks a finger up, and you don't even know it's weak, so it ends up being such a problem.
Wow. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have never heard of quantum neurology before. Is it safe for everyone?
Yeah, so I would say I don't think I've ever really worked on anybody that you want to think your nervous system always wants to upgrade. It doesn't want to downgrade. So we've literally had people come in less than 5% connected with their brain. Wow. They come in so bad. And we're able to actually get them to boot back up, sometimes 50, 60, 70% with some work, obviously. But the nervous system in the body, like it or not, the more disconnected your brain becomes to your cells, you end up dying. I mean, it just is what it is. So we want to do our best to keep everybody on this planet as connected as possible.
For someone feeling stuck right now or just tired of being in pain, what is one thing that they need to understand about their nervous system that can change everything? It's the missing link that people aren't thinking about. And you could be an elite athlete, you could be a Joe Blow at home. It doesn't matter. We all have virtually the same set of nerves. Yes. But most people have never even heard how to check a nerve properly, other than maybe doing a nerve conduction velocity, sticking a bunch of needles. I'm not a big fan of that test. I think manually there's a lot more accuracy that can be done with what we're doing. So, but it's, in my opinion, it is the most underestimated thing with health that people just don't even think about because they don't know. In fact, the first book I wrote is called The Hidden Diagnosis. And it's because of that reason. Just because I kept seeing it. And most people, when I talk to trainers, when I talk to medical doctors, when medical doctors come in as patients, even chiropractors come in as patients, they don't even know what we're doing. But yet it's just, in our world, it's really simple. This thing has to stay as connected as possible to your cells for overall health. And the more disconnected it becomes, the more likely you are to having any type of condition or injury. Yes. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Cormier. That does conclude our talk today. Y'all have a good night. Thanks, Cameron. If this podcast spoke to you,
Or if you feel like you have family members or friends that have these types of conditions that could benefit from this particular technology, then all you need to do is become a Body Chargers member or tell them about Body Chargers. Remember, it's our community that I created to help people at home with the best technologies in the world to be able to help you to self-heal your body at home and maximize your self-healing. So go to Body Chargers, become a member. That's the easiest way to get this done. And we look forward to serving you and your family. Also, if you want a higher level of care, we have the Nerve Health Institute you can always come to. That's our clinic where we have higher level services here to be able to help you. So I hope you enjoy, and we look forward to serving you and your family, and look forward to our next podcast.